Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And today we'll be teaching you how to play River Market.
River Market is a 1 to 4 player game designed by Roberta Taylor and published by KTBG.
Let's go to the table and let's learn how to play. As always, you'll begin by setting up. You'll place the 4 starting booths in the middle of the play area, forming the river. You'll then make stockpiles of resources near the river, within reach of all players. Next, you'll shuffle all the cards together into one deck, which you'll place next to the starting booths, leaving room for a discard pile nearby. You're now ready for player setup. Each player will choose a critter and take the corresponding player mat, pawn, and 5 houses along with 4 coins from the supply and 4 cards for your hand. You'll keep your cards secret from the other players. And if your hand does not include at least 1 booth card, you may choose to discard your whole hand and draw 4 new cards. Finally, you'll each place your pawn on the swap meet booth, choose a first player, and you're now ready to play. In River Market, you'll take the role of a friendly critter making their way along the river, participating in a lively market. You'll discard cards to move around the river, activating booths, or play cards from your hand by paying their cost. The game end will trigger when one player runs out of houses. Now your goal in this game is to score the most points, which you'll earn from building new booths, hiring employees, attending events, and having leftover resources, especially coins. Let's go over what a turn will look like. On your turn, you'll choose 1 card from your hand and either discard it to move clockwise around the river and activate the booth you arrive at, or pay the card's cost and put that card into play. Let's first discuss discarding a card to move. You can discard any card from your hand to move up to that many spaces clockwise around the river. You may not end your move on the same booth you began on. Additionally, you may have a card in your hand with a zoom. Discarding this card means you can move to any booth except the one you're currently on. When your movement is done, you'll activate the booth you arrived at. Each booth will have iconography for which benefits you receive. Often you'll gain specific resources, or be able to sell them for other resources or coins. This symbol, for example, is a wild, meaning any resource but coins. The owner of each booth will also receive the owner's bonus on the card. This bonus is only triggered if other players visit your booth. Now, if you discard an action card to move, you'll also get the bonus effect it describes. This is only true for action cards. All other cards you'll only use for the movement value when moving. Now, if you don't want to move, but instead want to play a card, you'll choose a card from your hand, pay the cost, which is located under the movement value, and play the card. Let's first talk about booths. If you pay the cost to build the booth, you may place the card in any of the 4 end spots extending the river. Once placed, you'll move a house token from your player mat to the booth, indicating that you are the booth's owner. This booth is now available to be visited by yourself on future turns and other players, and it will score you victory points at the end of the game. Events. Events are a special kind of booth marked with a star symbol. When you visit an event, you may instead play one of your remaining houses in the star space to indicate that you're attending the event. You'll now score the event's special scoring criteria at the end of the game. If you own the event booth, you do not automatically attend. You will still need to visit and place a house in order to attend the event. Additionally, if your pawn is on the event when the game ends, you'll also attend the event and score the special event scoring. You can only score each event once, regardless if you have more than 1 player token on the event. Lastly, employees. You may pay the card's cost to hire the employee. Once you do, you'll place the employee near your player mat. Each employee provides a passive ability during the game and victory points at the end. Now you'll notice that some booths and employees will score bonus points at the end of the game for resources stored on their card. You may freely move resources between your player mat and these cards during the game however you like. They're not committed to a card until final scoring begins. And that's a turn. You'll either play a card for its movement and activate the booth you arrived at, or play a card by paying for it. After you've done one of these actions, you'll draw a card from the deck, refilling your hand. If the deck ever runs out of cards, shuffle the discard pile to form a new deck. Now, you'll keep playing, taking turns moving, building, and hiring employees until one player has run out of houses. The game end is then triggered. The player who triggered game end will finish their turn, and all players will now receive a zoom token and 2 more turns to take. This includes the player who triggered the end of the game. Now, on either of your last 2 turns, you may spend your zoom token to change the step value of a card you've discarded to a zoom, meaning you can move to any booth except the one you're currently on. Once everyone has taken their final 2 turns, you'll proceed to final scoring. You'll flip your player mat and score for booths you own, remembering to account for any stored resource scoring, events you attended, employees you hired, a point for every 2 leftover coins you've collected, and 1 for every batch of 3 different goods you have. You'll compare your scores, and the player with the most points wins. In case of a tie, you'll share the victory.
And that's River Market.
Do you have any questions? Leave them in the comments down below and get back to you as soon as we can.
If you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button if you're new here, because we love talking and teaching board games.
And hit that little bell, so you know when our next videos come out, we can all partake in the joy of board gaming. Now for our question of the day, if you could open a little booth alongside a river where you could potentially trade or sell some goods or do some things, what would your booth be?
Cozy blankets. Everybody needs a blanket.
Everybody does need a blanket. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you
in the next one. Bye!